Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be hopping into one of my absolute favorite videos to do here on this channel, and that is the best update ideas thought up by the Brawl Stars community. It's fantastic to get good ideas out there in the Brawl Stars universe. Maybe some will take hold, as well as, of course, I love putting as big of a spotlight that I physically can here on my platform on really talented creators out there in the Brawl Stars community that don't necessarily get a whole lot of recognition. So of course, hope you guys are all excited for the phenomenal ideas here in today's video. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go! So we're starting things off as we always do with a few second gadget ideas. I feel like the best ideas come from these second gadgets. They are so freaking creative and exciting. But this one was made by Junior 3D Games 6 days ago. There are two different ideas, one of which I'm a bit more of a bigger fan of, but this first one, take out the trash. Ash places a trash can next to him. When destroyed, Ash and his teammates receive a 30% damage boost that lasts 5 seconds. So it's extremely similar to Spike's second gadget, but instead of healing, it would give your team a damage boost for a minimal amount of time. I think this actually would be really good for a brawler like Ash, seeing that closing the distance and finding good walls to hide behind so you can get closer to the opponents is really good for him. So might be broken, and I'm not a huge fan of recycled ideas, right? No pun intended. But I love this idea for a second gadget idea for Lola, one of the newest brawlers here in the game. Shiny Trade. When activated, Lola swaps places with her ego and vice versa. Imagine all the cool possibilities that this would open up for Lola. She actually has a ton of mobility with this gadget. Some of the coolest things with Lola that doesn't really get a whole lot of usage in the game is we have free reign over the ego, where if you get trapped behind a wall and the ego is beyond that wall, you can move it forward without you physically moving. So imagine that. You could terrain the entire map and teleport all the way across the map with the ego. Of course, it would be hard to do because people would take it out eventually, but it adds a huge high skill cap to Lola that I think would be really fun. And in all honesty, what do you do with Lola's ego at this point? You just place it down right on top of you. You don't really get a whole lot of usage in fun ways with the ego, because the best way to use it right now is just place it right on top of you, because it's easier to control and you have insane DPS. So I don't know, maybe with a gadget like this, we'd get more fun, unique ways to use the ego with Lola. Really like this second gadget. Now we do have a few more second gadget ideas, but seeing that we're talking about Lola, I adore this idea. Made up by Separate Policy 4878 17 days ago. Idea: when aiming with Lola, you can see the aim of the clone. Now, it might get a little bit confusing while you're playing with this in-game, but hey, I can't be the only one that finds it incredibly hard to aim the shots with the ego when it's not right on top of you. So this would help out immensely if you're trying to use the ego in a strategic way, trying to pick up a kill, throwing it over a wall, taking out a weak opponent, something like that. It almost helps you orientate yourself as if the ego was the main brawler, right? Because if you're just gearing up and aiming on your own with Lola herself, it's so hard to get the orientation right to actually line up your shots. So having an aim bar would be so helpful for those situations. That is for dang sure. Moving along to another second gadget idea made by Dark Avenger 918 14 days ago. The community loved this idea, and I think it's super unique and well thought out. Another gadget idea for Amble called Recycle Puddle. When Amber has her super, she can use it to refill her ammo instantly, costing her super. Amber's super is insanely good and has a ton of DPS behind it, but it's kind of a time commitment. It takes a long time to throw out where you need it to go, as well as ignite it and light it on fire. And if you get the damage on the opponents, it takes a while for all that damage to rack up on them. It's not like an instant gratification super. So picture this: you're in a very tight spot going up against the enemy team, and you can't figure out a way to use your super strategically. Why not waste a super on refilling all your ammo so you can apply more DPS? Such a cool concept because it fits her character so dang well, and I think it would be really good. So well thought out, a phenomenal gadget. Oh guys, you do not even know, this time of the year is so amazing. Looking through these ideas just got me so freaking pumped up for Christmas. There are so many amazing Christmas ideas or Brawl-a-day ideas here. We have an amazing skin here for Rico. He is so decked out, man, and imagine the attack callback animations that would come with something like this. As you can see, the user Electra Brawl Stars 11 days ago made up his own. And the concept there is so freaking cool. Imagine a super being a stream of light bulbs. That would be so cool, dude. Speaking of Christmas, this post was made 2 years ago by BustRead7980. And in it, he made an assortment of different things that could be related to Brawl Days if an update comes out, like the showdown boxes. Guys, I love it when updates come out and the whole entire game kind of gets a reskinning, right? So many people play showdown, and I think that would be so much freaking fun. Get the festive spirit out there. Amazing. Would you look at that siege robot as well? It is so freaking good with the lights, the wreaths on him. It looks amazing. Plus the mittens on his huge freaking hands. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't wait for Christmas. I saw this one made as well 19 hours ago by JOAO, and it made me so freaking happy. Imagine the logo changed to have a nice little Christmas hat on him. Oh, it's amazing. But getting away from second gadget ideas, we have an idea here by Oh Yeah Luigi 16 days ago, and it made me crack up. I think it's hilarious. I think we can all agree that this is a phenomenal idea. This guy wants to change how much it costs to level up here in Brawl Stars after the update. He totally deletes power level 11 to get to power level 11, moves the whole entire scale over, and makes power level 2 10 and 10. This is such a great idea. I was actually shocked when they introduced power level 11 and how much it costs just the jump, because it goes up by the same amount of percent each and every time. It's basically 1,000 difference, right, between 10 and 11, and at the very end, as you can see, this wise guy just totally deletes power level 11. I'm not hating on how expensive it is. I actually quite like power level 11. It kind of got me back into the game, pushing my overall trophies on my main account. And I like that it's somewhat of a commitment to get to power level 11. It makes you think, do I want to get this brawler maxed out, or should I save my coins for a different brawler, a brawler that I'm more of a fan of? Moving along, an idea made 37 days ago by Giraffe2404, and I started laughing my butt off when I first saw this. I think we all thought of this when Sprout was first released into the game. What if we could change the sticky note on his face? Maybe making an angry face on your sticky notes before you go into game to intimidate the other team. Who the heck knows? This would definitely not go over good here in the game. There would have to be restrictions. I think you guys are thinking what I'm thinking here with this idea. But next up, we have an idea here by DevPlays01 45 days ago, and honestly, I think this is my favorite idea of the whole video here today, and that is a new game mode idea called Hide and Seek. And I could see this being a special event game mode. We haven't had a new one of those in a really long time. Mode idea: players can be obstacles and play hide and seek against hunters. Caught hiders become hunters. Invisible feature: hiders can become invisible for 10 seconds and get 20% faster to change place. There have been so many hide and seek ideas already thought up by the Brawl Stars community, made into like YouTube videos and things like this, but what if we could actually have a physical game mode? Imagine how freaking fun this would be, getting into an actual lobby with people here in the game, and there's like 2 hunters, the rest are hiders. You get this ability where you can go invisible, hide from the opponents. The last person to get caught would get more rewards. I think this would be so much freaking fun to play with friends. We just need more fun special event game modes here in Brawl Stars. When was the last time you guys were excited to play Robo Rumble? Moving along to our next one here, made almost a year ago by Brawl SK. 361 days, man, that's crazy. But it's a new environment idea, Cinepro, which honestly makes so much sense here for Brawl Stars, seeing that we've had like weird things here in the game that would fit this, right? Much like the ticket there on the top right. Guys, tickets are now back in the game. I think we need this environment in Brawl Stars ASAP. Also, where did Popcorn Rico come from? Something like this would make sense, right? But moving along here, he made some concept items for this environment, and I gotta say, I am digging it so much. But it's just a cool environment that would make sense to fit into a Brawl Stars theme park, right? It's really cool. And he also came up with skins here for the Cinepro update. We have Mr. P as a movie director, actress M's there in the top right. We have a movie worker Colette, as well as the cameraman Brock. So freaking cool. But everyone, as we're nearing the end of this video here today, one of my favorite things to do in these types of episodes is bring up new brawler concepts at the very end, because they have the most depth and detail. And you can tell a lot of work is put into these things, so my goodness, they're fun to go through. But we have a post here 19 hours ago by Brawl SK once again. This guy is still making content here on Reddit. This guy needs some love. Smith is the newest member of Ash's trio. He is a blacksmith furnace, and and also a pizza oven. His pizzas are the best in all of Star Park. It's a shame that in battle they get a little burned. The thought that goes into these brawler concepts are so freaking cool. You guys are so creative. I love it. But it appears this brawler would be an epic rarity, and if we take a look at the damage, health, and utility, he's maxed out in utility, which is always something you like to see in Brawl Stars. Utility most of the time just equates to more fun in Brawl Stars, in my opinion. But taking a look at some of the abilities here, Smith's attack 5 slices of pizza and sets his opponents on fire. On nearby enemies, in addition to normal damage, it deals additional fire damage for a few seconds. On distant enemies, as the slice cools down during the trip, it ends up dealing only the normal damage, so it does more burn damage when you're closer. Really unique. His super is called Mass Armor, which is really cool. With his skill as a blacksmith and pizza maker, Smith slams his pizza cutter into the ground, giving all nearby allies and himself a temporary shield. I really enjoy unique supportive mechanics here in the game. For example, when they introduced Byron to Brawl Stars, having that duality of damage plus healing is really cool. And this would add another new supportive mechanic to this game where you're giving your allies shields. So freaking cool, man. The gadgets and star powers normally take a little bit too long to go through, but they do look really interesting and well thought out. I mean, take a look at the first one, Anvil. You activate the gadget and you chuck an anvil. Freaking cool, man. But if you guys want to read it, make sure to pause and take a look at it. Super awesome. But if we continue on through this post, you can see the pins. Look at that love pin. The heart pin is so cute, dude. A pizza heart. I need these pins. Also, the clap, he has his pizza cutter, and the special pin, he has a pizza cutter. Dude, these pins are so freaking good. Oh, I'm in love. I want this brawler literally just for the pins. It's so good. We can see the portrait here looking phenomenal, well thought out, and a really unique character. I love this brawler. He did such a good job, guys. I love this brawler. His concept art is amazing. Man, he put in a lot of work here. Al, my friend, you are a freaking legend. Love it. But yeah, I think that's a good stopping point here in today's video. Hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Adios, everybody. Take care.